Well, hello there. Seems you didn't want to read the guide, but hey, that's alright. My name's Will, and I'm going to be reading through all the stuff that I posted on the guide so that you don't have to read it and strain your eyes or whatever. So, what are we talking about here? Well, we're talking about the TF2Conomy and something that has been sitting around for a while and just kind of rotting. The economy has not been doing very well, but I think I have the fix for that. Alright, so what's the matter with the TF2Conomy? Well, the issues with the TF2Conomy have been piling up for quite a bit of time now. And there's quite a few issues that people have been posting and making threads and guides about. But what do we have to approach? Well, let's talk about the theories that people have first. A very popular theory out there, probably the most accepted, is that there's too much refined in the game at this point. By inflation standards, that is actually fairly accurate. The more there is of something, the less valued it becomes. This is seen by pushes in spending in real-life economies when there's a surplus of available currency floating around, also known as a buyer's market, as most places will lower prices to grab as much of the currency as they can. It's also why minimum wages exist. As bad as they seem, they play big roles in keeping economies afloat. Another fairly popular yet rather shunned and unaccepted theory is that the soft currency of TF2, that is the scrap reclaimed in refined metals, as well as the keys and what have you, have no set or stable hard currency price. That is, the actual money. Dollars, euros, bottle caps, whatever you have. This is somewhat supported, but not something very highly agreed upon, as it can be an easy fix if we actually get off our asses and do it. Which is what we're going to talk about today. My theory, although unlikely to be the first of its kind, is an uninspired belief that TF2 has completely and wastefully disregarded the marketplace on Steam. And actually, let me rephrase that. My uninspired, factual belief is that TF2 has completely and wastefully disregarded the marketplace on Steam. What do you mean? Why would the marketplace matter? Well, you might be asking your glowing friend of a computer screen. Well, let's take TF2's younger, more successful brother CSGO for example. The game's core way of getting items is the marketplace, along with cases and straight-up trading, but more often than not, the marketplace is the preferred and most used way of acquiring things. Now, translating this to TF2, we have a few issues. Firstly, CSGO doesn't have a soft currency, although if any, keys are the best bet. It relies solely on the hard currency of the player's native nation, and from what we've seen thus far, it works like a charm. Secondly, CSGO doesn't have any free-to-play system in it. You buy the game, and you buy the stuff to go along with it. Simple. TF2, on the other hand, is a free-to-play game to begin with, and the soft currency is there in the game to serve as a medium for those players to still get the items in the game, just with a bit more work. And who likes more work? No one. However, what I don't believe Valve intended was that the soft currency would take completely over and be a massive roadblock for the hard currency side of the economy. And that's where our main issue truly lies, the soft currency. So how do we address and fix that issue? Well, it's quite honestly the easiest thing since back alley prostitution. We give the soft currency a set hard currency price. That's it? Really? Yep. By doing this, Marketplace can open up like a summer flower or the doors to Walmart on the 1st of every month. If the soft currency has a set price on the Marketplace, items like hats, and whatever else TF2 has blocked, fucking hats, can be priced accordingly and properly. So let's take a look at how this would work. These are, of course, suggested prices, but in no way the absolute price we should aim for. There's a lot of community input on this choice that we'll need to make. So let's say scrap metal equals 4 cents. By that notion, reclaimed metal would equal 12 cents per piece. 4 cents times 3 is dictated by the crafting properties of the item. That would then make refined metal worth 36 cents. 12 cents times 3. And the last thing this would do is make normal unique weapons 2 cents a piece. Half of 4 cents of, scrap metal. Right then, that was easy. How would this affect items? Well, let's take a hat worth, let's say 6 ref. Like the Thirst Blood, for example. 6 refined at the standard price of 36 cents a pop. 6 times 36 is 216. Convert that into dollar amounts, we have $2.16 if I didn't fail math class. Oh, wait a sec. Anyways, you can see how this would take some work in setting everything's price, but would work out the kinks of the hose in TF2's economy in a flash. Easy, right? Well, not entirely. We do have one issue that seems to have plagued us in the past. Greed. Now, from what I understand, this was the original problem for the marketplace in TF2. My experience with it was, I remember trying to buy a weight room warmer quite a while back with some pals, and being absolutely blown away at the fact that it was $10 on the marketplace. Fittingly enough, a week later when I had the funds, the weight room warmer was no longer a marketable item. So, we can't put items on the market as it is, we need Valve, and we're gonna have to get a good push or outcry loud enough to get Valve to hear us. But we have our end of the stick to uphold as well once this happens, if it happens. When all these things have set prices, we have to hold a gentleman's agreement with each other. All of us, and all of the community. That agreement is that we don't try and cheat the system massively. Some profit is okay, it's understandable. But massive overprices like the weight room warmer I talked about earlier are absolutely unacceptable. And if we want things to get fixed, we gotta hold up our end of the deal. If we truly wish to get things on track and move in on the right page again, we gotta do our part instead of bitching constantly at Valve. Believe it or not, Valve is full of folks just like us. Gamers, coders, mappers, so forth. Fellas and fellads who enjoy a good game and a good time. So why do we treat them like dogs with 3 legs? So fellas, that's what I got for you. Whether or not this becomes reality or another guide we pretend doesn't exist is up to you guys, as well as myself and Valve. To get this to the ears we want hearing this, shoot the guide a like, favorite, and whatever the hell ratings you can. The more the better, as it helps the guide climb the community hub and gets it more exposure. If you listened into my beautiful voice instead of reading, shoot the video all the love you can. Both on Steam and YouTube. Like I said earlier, exposure is what we're aiming for here. And if by some act of the great Lord Gaben this gets seen and answered, we, my fellas, have done our jobs and paved the way for a bright hat/taunt/weapon/fancy purple text itemed future, whatever. But the most important thing to remember is to keep things classy. We aren't a ton of COD rage boys or Battlefield fanatics. So let's show the gaming world some class, teach them a thing or two about a well-dressed virtual character, and be shining examples that free-to-play games are indeed not the cancer of the gaming realm. Thanks for reading/watching, fellas. Hope you have a great day.